Hello, it's been a while, busy times. So, during all this time, while I was rushing around, doing things and everything else, I was constantly thinking about authenticity. How many of us can say that we are really authentic selves? Like, really, like you are in all your authenticity. I know myself, if I look back, all my life I have been like putting so many masks on for society, for my previous partnerships, friends, maybe not so much my family, but it's like on and on different masks just to make someone else happy, yeah? Avoid conflicts, to maybe look better than I am. And where did it lead me? All my fake, in a way, nature only led me to my all karmic cycles where I met people who needed to prove me that I have to step into my authentic self. And of course, I need to heal my issues and rest of the things. So I'm just wondering how many of you actually can say that you truly are your authentic self and not some sort of expectation from someone. See, when people are saying, well, they go around blurring out, like they say whatever they want to say, but if you look more carefully, most of the times those who are saying, oh, that is me, accept me for who I am, I can't change, that's not really authentic self. When someone is going and saying what they think, how they say, it's most of the times, if you look carefully, it's most of the times when people are angry with someone, then they suddenly become authentic self and they just go and blur out everything what they sort of think. But what happens next? When suddenly they get on really fine with that person, suddenly they become best friends again and they are fine and everything is great. Is that really authentic self? Or is it just some sort of role you play towards certain person? Like, myself, I probably know only two people whom I can say they have been authentic selves since I remember them. They are my school time friends. They are married couple. They have been together since the school times. And the guy, he is and he was always the way he was, and he didn't care if anyone loves it or hates it. If they loved it, great. If they hated it, he wasn't bothered, because he always spoke what he was believing, what he thought, and even the way how he were presenting himself, it was just so unique that it was exactly, in a way, either you love it or you hate it. And that's what it is. Those who could accept his nature he's he's really lovely and funny guy, and his ideas are the most crazy ideas that I ever have known. Through all the time I know him, it seems like he's like a non-stop ongoing person. He never stops. He's all most of the time on the go, on the go, on the go. And my friend, his wife, she has been always the same. I remember back at the school times, at first, my first reaction was, when we were still not friends, in a way I actually kind of hated that she is the way she is. And that was just, I hated so much because I couldn't be the same as she could have, like she was all the time. And it was like I loved to hate the way she was. But then when our ways came together, we became really good friends, and I appreciated always the most that she actually was, she always said what she was thinking, either I like it or not, but she was always saying what I have to hear, not what I want to hear, but what I have to hear. And I know many times I didn't like something, but I've really appreciated that afterwards. And I actually appreciated that she still stuck with me no matter what, no matter what sort of stupid ideas I was going through and what sort of phase in life I was going through. She always were there, and she still is, but we don't meet that often. I haven't seen and met her and him as well for 2 years. So, but yeah, that couple, like, as for myself, whenever I think about marriage, how it should be, about partnership, how it should be, they are my example, because they have been through many different things, many crap and many good times, but it's like the way how they dealt with every single situation. Of course they argued and everything else. It's like a normal thing in a partnership. You can't just be all the time in a blissful condition, but it's like I do admire them as a couple, and I do admire them as an authentic people, because they always have been who they are. They never pretend. And I mean, not in a rude way. They always have been polite, but they always said all what they think, all how they feel about certain things, and they never were sugarcoating anything. They were always straightforward. And this is how I see authenticity. Like in nowadays, like that mask for society, for partners or friends or so-called friends or whoever else, we just put so many masks because we are so afraid to be ourselves, how we are. We are so afraid to lose friends who actually probably are with us just for our mask, what we present to the people. Like, even in outlooks, like, we usually are so afraid to be something else from expected, what people expect us to be. Like, I remember one of my friends, she said that at some point she started to go to gym just because her partner wanted so. So he was pushing her to do, even she never liked gym or she never wanted to do those things because she just didn't want to. Not like she even needed to, but, and she was supposed to go to gym just because he was pushing her to do. And for the sake of peace and quiet, no arguments, at first she did it, but when she started to gain her power back and she refused to do because she said, I don't want that and I don't need that, that's when it started, all these relationships started to crash down, because he was expecting her to be in some sort of ideal way how he wanted her to be, not because how she is or she was back then. Or how many times it's like, even I had an experience like with that. It's like I had really short hair at some point, like proper short, and one guy told me, oh yeah, but when you will gonna have a long hair, I will gonna marry you. Hello. Come on, we need to get married now. I have a longer hair, you know. But on that moment, the not funny part was that I actually thought, oh yeah, he would like me more with the longer hair, so I will start to grow them back. And so in my stupid mind back then, I had a feeling if I will gonna look the way how he would like to, it will gonna make me look more lovable, valuable, or more appreciated. What is crap? Let's be fair. It's nothing to do with the hair. And if your partner or person whom you love, and they say that they love you and they can't accept you the way how you want to be, like for example, you love your short hair so much, but they say, no, you know, you would look better with a longer, maybe that sort of style, this sort of style. And just because you are so in love with them, and you have this idea, oh, you know, I will gonna do as they want, because they probably know better, and they will gonna love me more because of that. But you feel so uncomfortable with those longer hair. Don't look at my hair because I'm always changing the ways. Sometimes they are shorter than they are longer, and it's like, it's only up to me how I choose to be with a hair, and that's only my way. I don't follow anyone's opinion or rules. If I wanted them straight short, I will gonna do that. But the thing is, and then person is suffering in silence in a way, like in silence, that's strong words, but I mean, they feel less comfortable with their hairstyle. They like to be maybe like nearly, for example, let's put it like short hair, but they have to have this stylish hairstyle just for sake that they will gonna love me more if I will gonna have that sort of hairstyle, just because they like it more, so I will gonna keep it up as much as I hate it. Where is your authentic self? Where is that? Why do you lose yourself or your feeling good if someone says you to do something else? It's not you anymore. And if they can't accept you how you feel great, even if it's like short hair, or for example, you have short hair but you like them really long, and they say, you know, I don't like them. Don't get me wrong. What comes about work or where you have to look in a certain way, sometimes we can't help it. And I know many of my classmates, because they were like, they liked like heavy metal, and they had like even longer hair than I did have, like really long, and they like to, you know, like how metalists are doing, like proper shaking their hair all over the place when they listen to the music. But when they got to the point when they were supposed to go to work interview, and they were great at what they were doing work-wise, but they said, we are sorry, we will gonna take you on this role only if you will gonna sort your hair out, simply because the work expects you to be smart. And if you can't look smart with those long hair, because not everyone has the greatest hair how to look smart, so even some people can use them in a smart way, but for some people the hair is the hair, you know, it's so different. So, and that's when they cut them off, but that's because they really wanted that job. So that was just a tiny sacrifice on that moment, and probably they already past the phase when they really want those long hair anyways. But I mean, they didn't change for someone else, they changed because they wanted that. But when somebody is pushing you to change just for sake, oh, I will gonna like you more because of that, then it's like you lose your authenticity. Or like, how many times I have seen on a Facebook, people don't, like myself, I don't post too personal things about my private life, and it doesn't matter when my status will gonna change, am I in a relationship or I'm divorced or something else, not ever I will gonna, not gonna ever, but I will not gonna put it publicly for everyone, because it's none of anyone's business what's going on in my private life. Who will have to know that? They will know that anyways. But if you always have been that sort of really private person, not sharing with whole wild world with whom you are, what you do, and when did you last time ate something, and what sort of activities you have been doing, and suddenly out of the blue, just because the other person has a so great effect on you that you suddenly start to be someone you are not, and you start to post nearly every single step of yours, then it's like, who are you? Where have you lost your values? Where have you lost your voice about what you want to post and what you don't want to post? And where have you lost your ideas about what is great for your own? Like, why do you change for someone so drastically? And trust me, some people will say, well, somebody is changing because they love them so much. Hold on a second. I have loved a great deal, and I still do, but that doesn't change the point. I will not gonna change my core values. I will not gonna, if someone will gonna tell me, oh, we have to, like tell the whole wild world that we belong to each other. Why? If I never did it before, why suddenly I have to do that? Just to please you? Just to please your ego? Or just to boost my insecurity with thinking, oh, if I will gonna do how they want, they will gonna love me more, or that will gonna prove something to them that I love them. No. It's not authenticity. You are living in your fear-based ego mode. You think that you are doing what you want, but you actually are doing what someone else wants, not you. And in the end of the day, where do you lose yourself during that moment when you are not authentic self? Like, can you, like, there are people like I start, like at the beginning I said, there are people who say, oh yeah, I always say what I think. Always? Are you sure you do that always? Or you that only when you become angry or frustrated, or you become as a bully? Why can't you, for example, I'm not saying that you have to cause an argument. Authentic self, when you express yourself from your heart, from your beliefs, and from your ideas, it's when you do that all the time, not when it's suitable. And the thing is, as I said in the start as well, people then will either love you or they will gonna hate you. And most likely, most of them, they will gonna hate you, just because either they envy you because they can't be like that, or they will just hate the fact that they will gonna think, oh, suddenly you have changed, you are not like you were before, because you will not gonna please they wants. You will become, when you become who you actually are, and you stand for yourself, for your thoughts, for your ideas, most likely people will not gonna like it because they used to see you in your mask, and that mask was really suitable for them. So you have to sometimes think, how about you? How about what you want? And I don't mean in ego way, I mean in a real expression way. You want to be with a short hair, go with your short hair. Doesn't matter what anyone else wants. You want to go to the gym, go to the gym, but just because you want to do that. You want to get fat, eat as much cakes as you like. It's your choice, it's your wants, it's your needs. You want to be single just because you want to single, great. You don't owe anyone anything. But when you start to compromise your own self for no good reason, just to please someone, whenever you don't get back anything great. I mean, like, yeah, probably you get like sort of really peaceful, loving relationships and with people, with partner, with whoever else, and that sort of seems like a sinful bliss. But then inside of you, it makes you feel so uncomfortable that you hate the whole wild world in the end. You go home and you have a rant about everyone is this, everyone is that, and they just don't understand me. Of course they don't, because you are showing the world the mask and not the authentic you. Authentic self, it's really hard way to be, because we all want to be loved, we all want to be appreciated, we all want this, like, to be like everyone is like liking us. We all want that. You will rarely hear that someone say, I don't care, doesn't bother me. But to be fair, if it makes you so miserable by the end of the day, what's the point of this mask? What's the point when you can't be who you are? And I don't mean in a rude way. I mean like when you are actually coming from your heart, when you come from your vulnerability, when you come from the truest essence of yourself in a positive way. If you are so-called authentic self, but you are so negative about everything, that means you have to heal certain issues in you before you will be actually authentic self. Authentic people, most likely, they are happy and satisfied about themselves, not in an ego way, but in a really healthy, positive way. And it's nothing to do them being in a relationship or being single or being parents or not being parents. It's all about how they feel inside. And if you don't feel inside satisfied about yourself and about your life, you will not gonna be able to be authentic self. And don't give me the crap, oh, I'm talking everything what I think, I'm straightforward, so I am authentic self. No, you are not. Because by the end of the day, you probably go home, sit down and think, and you have these arguments during the day or whatever, going through again and again and again in your head, because I said this, he said that, I should have said this. No, I mean when you come across with a people in a polite, loving, positive way. If there are someone who is pushing your healthy boundaries and they try to get into your space, and if you then tell them off, not like in a parent tell someone off, but I mean like when you tell them, stop, I agree to disagree, or our belief systems are different, either take it or leave it, we don't have to argue about it. If then there's like sort of you, anyways, if you will be authentic self, you will not gonna start an argument, because you will not gonna have to prove anything to anyone. You are you, and if someone will try to prove you wrong, you will just politely say, well, that's your belief system, that's your beliefs, that's your ideas. I accept them, I respect them, but it doesn't mean I have to follow them. I don't have to be I don't have to be, and I don't have to think the way you want me to do. So we are all so different, but people want to be so similar. So authentic people is so rare in nowadays, and it's really hard to find really authentic people who will gonna say what they think, who will act what they say, and who will not gonna follow by the rules of anyone how they want just to please someone. So I think we need to think about these things more. We need to think a little bit more about how authentic we are to ourselves. We like to lie to ourselves the most, and that's where we start to lose our authenticity. We think we are authentic to everyone, but we are probably lying to ourselves. When you will start to be authentic to yourself, then probably at some point you will become authentic to surrounding world, and there's nothing wrong with that. It takes a big courage to do that. So be more authentic, and you will see how the world will gonna change around you, and you will see who actually do love you for who you are. Authentic self, keep in mind, first of all, be authentic to yourself, and the world will gonna become more authentic towards you too. That's about it. That was my ideas about authenticity. Have a great day.